everybody, to the wonderful world of Ignite Humanity Live. I'm your host, Lady JB, and I'm delighted to be here to talk to you today about ways to ignite humanity, and that starts with you. We all have the ability to ignite the lives of others, and it starts with igniting ourselves. And so today and every day on the show, what do? Well, we talk about ways for you to ignite humanity, ways for you to start igniting your life, and that allows you to ignite the lives of others. Well, it's Wednesday, so that means it's Inspiration Day. And so I want to ask you, what inspires you? Like, what really inspires you? What gives you the excitement that you want to go out there and do something and you want to make that extra effort? What is inspirational to you? And if you're not feeling inspired these days, well, I want to encourage you to get out and find different things that are going to inspire you and encourage you to feel different. You know, if you're stuck in a rut or you're feeling like you're not moving forward, then what we want to do is feel different. Now, a lot of people are talking these days. They're mentioning things. They're saying things. There's a lot of chit chat going on. The truth is, you want to dive into the feelings, because the feelings are what inspire the action. When you feel something, even if you feel angry, even if you feel fed up, even if you feel like you want it to change, use that fuel and transmute that into positive energy to make positive change. And that's what we want to do here. We want to inspire you to be living the very best life, to be doing what it is that you love. Imagine if every person on the planet was living in the center of their bliss, like really doing what they love. And you know what? I believe it's possible. I believe we all can be living in the height of our possibilities and supporting each other. There's enough success, there's enough abundance, there's enough prosperity for us all. And when you start using your inspiration to find new ideas, incredible things result. All right, well, we have great guests on the show, and today we have somebody really wonderful, someone I'm really excited about, because when I decided I wanted to ignite humanity, I started looking for people who were doing the same thing. And I want to say, to be honest, I didn't see a lot. There wasn't a lot of people out there. When you Google who's igniting humanity, there's just not a lot of names. There's not a lot of people who put their hand up to make this their mission. And our guest today is one of those people who's doing that. Dennis Pitoko is the founder and chief reimaginator of the 360 Nation, which includes the Biz Catalyst 360, the award-winning global media digest, 360 Nation Studios, dedicated to reaching across the world to capture, produce, and deliver positive, uplifting messages via blockbuster global events, and Good Work 360, a pro bono consulting foundation that provides mission-critical advisory services to nonprofits worldwide. Collaborating with his chief inspiration officer, his wife, Allie, everything they do is for good versus for profit. Their mission over the past decade plus has been to rediscover humanity at its very best, influencing and showcasing it every step of the way. And Dennis is absolutely doing that. He's such an inspiration. I'm so blessed to welcome him to the show. Come on in, Dennis. Welcome to Ignite Humanity Live.
Oh, hi, Lady JB. Listen, something you just said. First of all, I'm very pleased to be here. When you said you were searching, for who's doing this kind of stuff, we've gone through that same adventure over the last 12 years, and I just think there's some magical synchronicity happens when we connect with people like you because of the word humanity. Something you also said was diving into the feelings. I mean, our definition of that is, go deeper. Don't talk about being kind, be kind. Don't talk about being compassionate, be compassionate. Walk the talk and let other people look at you and say, wow, they're really doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, please forgive me. We're having some audio problems with you again, and I don't know. I hate to do this to you, but is there any way? And I just want there's a lot of reverb, and folks, I apologize. Dennis has so much to share, and we'll just try to work through microphone issues as we go along the way.
Okay.
Dennis, one of the things I love about what you're doing is really, it's just like giving. There's such a giving nature. You're not asking people, you're not showing up with your hand up, wanting everybody to pay for everything. You're really doing all of your work really from this magnanimous place. And I was so impressed when we chatted before about your devotion and your dedication to helping others and just doing it from a place of giving. Can you talk about that? Because we're in a world right now where everyone is like, what are you going to do for me first? Or how are you going to help me? Or what's in it for me before what's in it for you? And I love your philosophy around this. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Of course I can. It's funny you say that because I'm going to give just a little more background. We've been at this for about 13 years now, and I think what separates us from virtually any other major media sites, as you kind of mentioned in your introduction, is everything we do for good. But we're also living in a world where the skepticism prevails every so often. So we spend a lot of time defending a positive, as you say. Some people say defending a negative, but we're trying to convince people that it's real and that it is possible to work from your head and your heart with no economic incentives. Now that gives us the freedom to do a lot of interesting things when you baseline it on it's for good. And we've tried to use that over the years to just elevate humanity. I would also add to that since the pandemic, we've seen a shift where there are more and more people. It's like we finally captured their attention. And they are seeking something more, Lady JB, than going back to their, I don't want to use this in a negative way, to their robotic life before the pandemic. And more, they haven't found it yet, but they've come to us seeking guidance, seeking help, seeking some sense of direction of how they can go deeper.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And folks, it is live TV, so we're always dealing with some live issues. Let me just check with my producer. How's the sound working on your guys' end? All right. So Dennis, we do having a really hard time differentiating your voice. For some reason, there's just like this reverb. Does your local laptop or just to have another microphone just so we can be hearing you a little tiny bit more clearly? Folks, we love that live always challenges us in a unique way, but I really want to share I really want you to hear what Dennis has to share. Because here's the thing, I was impressed when I met him the first time. He talked about just giving, like even everything that he does, he offers an amazing platform for people to show up and they just give, they just connect, they just share. And he just does it also through his own platform. Any luck there, Dennis? We'll get you to unmute and see if your sound is a little bit better.
Well, I'm speaking now, so you'll need to tell me your end. It sounds fine on our end.
It's way better. Thank you so much. If you just turn down your volume a little bit, we may not hear my voice, but your voice is 100 times better.
All right.
And I know that our audience is like so delighted because they were sitting on the edge of their seat listening to what you had to say.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about 360 because this is a beautiful brainchild between you and your wife. Tell me the main purpose. What was the impetus behind 360 Nation?
Great question. My wife and I were both involved in the business world in international banking for many, many years. I'm happy to say that we were blessed with a fair amount of success at a relatively young age. So we got to that point, Lady JB, where we sold everything we owned in the business world, settled down here in Tampa, Florida, and we were faced with something that very few people have, and that's the ability to choose or to make choices to how do we want to spend our time for the rest of our lives. And we took a lot of long walks, and we had to figure that out. And we decided, frankly, that we would divide our time, our talent, and treasure 3 different ways. One, we were going to travel. We like to travel, and that's continued ever since then over the past 13 plus years. Treasure and time and talent was also dedicated getting very involved in giving back. And when I say giving back, I don't mean writing checks, but actually getting involved in nonprofits around the world. You mentioned Good Works 360 earlier. That is a separate enterprise we have. It is now a foundation, and we offer free consulting around the world to nonprofits. The third thing is we wanted to keep our minds active, and that's where the beginnings of 360 Nation came from. We wanted to build something that, since it wasn't for profit and it was for good, we could actually change people's lives. Now, I'd like to tell you we had a business plan, Lady JB. We didn't. We really we responded to our audience over the years and just keep building upon the feedback and what's going on in the world, and it's been our guiding principle, and I'm happy to say we seem to be making progress.
Well, I think that the audience really should rock into the fact that you offer free, like you give it for free, you support. For anyone who is thinking of creating a nonprofit, I mean, many folks who are listening, often you want to create a nonprofit, you want to do something. Dennis and his team is really there to support you and to give you the guidance and to help you every step of the way, because it is a challenging, there is things you need to learn, there's things you don't know that you don't know. And I just think, Dennis, you offering this service is really, really powerful, because imagine the ripple effect that we could make as we help people create nonprofits that help people and serve people. It really is a beautiful thing. Share with me how people can sort of play with you and get involved with you and learn from you, because I know so many of our guests show up because they want to make impact, and I'd love for you to share some ways that people can make impact.
Well, as we got bigger and bigger over the years in terms of reach around the world, we're fueled by over 1,000 writers around the world now that write for us, and they're storytellers, but that's just one part of our operation. But about 2 or 3 years ago, people came to us and said, you've got so many things going in the giving back arena. How do we figure out who you are and what you do? And that really made me sit back in my chair and say, well, they're right. So we created a page on our website, which I'll mention in a minute, and it basically says, take a look inside 360 Nation. Here's everything we're doing. It mentions good works, it mentions online forums, it mentions events, everything tied to the rediscovered humanity. But if anybody were to come to our site and then visit that page, it would give them, what I borrow from your work, an inspiration of how they can get involved, plus the steps they can take. Because when we say do more good in the world, I thought that was pretty obvious what I was saying. People said, well, how do you do good? So we created a post somewhere on the site, and it says, it started out with 16 things, it started out with 8 things you could do every day, more compassion, more joy, whatever. And we asked our audience for feedback. That list has now grown to over 3 dozen things you can do. So somebody could say, here is my roadmap for the next month. Every day I'm going to do one of these things. And giving that guidance has helped our audience really start to embrace what you mean by rediscovering humanity, because it's obvious to us, but not obvious to everybody. Anyhow, everything I'm talking about, it would take several shows to talk about it, so it's just from our major website, which is www.bizcatalyst360.com. And when I say that, there are no promos, there are no pop-ups, we're not selling anything, it is just providing you with the information so you can join us in doing good.
Well, we'll get our team to pop up that website also on the bar below. I think you said that there's 8 things that people can do. Are you willing to share a few of them so people can start doing them right now, right today?
Well, yes. I'll give you one. We talk about, and this kind of overlaps with being more kind, being compassionate, letting people know they matter. Something that cropped up, and we're starting to read a lot more about this across the UK and the US. UK seems to have an epidemic of loneliness. So we say to people, whoever we're to, we hang up to you today, we're done chatting who you are, pick up the phone and call somebody who's homebound. Could be a family, could be a friend, could be just saying, maybe, I'm just calling to see how you are. There's no objective other than a being check, and it's amazing, maybe beyond contact that person has. Or it's somebody you know, the only time you speak with them, you need something. How about if you just told them to open what they might need? And sometimes that's just listening. And I do that quite a bit. Most of the time listening because folks, generally speaking, don't have an opportunity to talk about anything. The weather, what's going on, what hurts. So one easy thing to do is pick up the phone.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we're getting some feedback from our listeners and watchers that we are having trouble hearing you and your microphone is not clear. And I'm so sorry that that's happening. I'm going to have you go talk with our producer and see if we can fix that and
Okay.
see if there's a way that we can make that better. Just because you have so much wisdom to share. So Peter, let's pop him into the green room and see if we can fix that microphone. And I'll share a little bit with our community. You know, the truth is, folks, there's so many different ways that we can ignite humanity. And a lot of people are looking for, like, what can you do for me? That with him, that what's in it for me. And what I love about Dennis is that he's one of the rarest people I've ever met that just gives, that provides, that gives solutions, that gives platforms, that does events, that helps writers share. They have over 1,000 writers that just share on their platform, and they produce those and share that content for free. They just give it magnanimously through their offering. And this is a rare example. And this is why I wanted you guys to meet Dennis, is because I want you to see the power of giving. I think if you all think about your own lives, there's ways in your world that you can just give. Maybe you're a great cook and you can give and help. Maybe you're a great mechanic and you can give and help. Maybe you're a great listener and you can give and help. There are things that you can do that are completely free to you and that you can give and help others. And so it's so important that when you look at your life and you look at the things that you can do, instead of realizing, like, what can I get? I mean, I know we're all in a situation where the economy has changed, the prices of food have changed, the price of gas has changed, the price of travel has changed. Everything is a little bit different. But in that difference, what's so powerful is we have the opportunity to be different, to show up different, to act differently, to present differently. And really, the truth is to be different to each other. How can we help each other? How can we lend a hand and be caring for the person beside us? And as Dennis is doing, how can you help people grow their businesses, grow their brands, grow their message, grow their story, tell their story in a new, unique way? Be part of a business, be part of a nonprofit. I mean, these are things that each and every one of us can do in our own way. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, I don't know how to do that. Well, here's a gentleman that really wants to help you. Here's an organization, 360 Nation, that is really doing wonderful things to ignite humanity. And I love this word humanity because think about it. We all have to be focusing on humanity. We can't just be concentrating on the little corner of the world that we live in, because now more than ever, I mean, really think about it. Our food sources are coming from other countries. Our fuel sources are coming from around the globe. Our electricity, our hydropower, our communication skills. So much of what we do is interactive with the people around the world. We're not just self-contained anymore. And suddenly, if somebody in another corner of the world or another country is struggling, it does impact us. And therefore, we need to care. We need to be involved. We need to be included. And some of you might be saying, well, JB, I can't change anything. There's nothing I can do about it. You absolutely can do something about it. You can start living your life in the highest level of integrity for you and show people how you want to ignite humanity. All right, Deb, welcome back.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, I love here. I'm telling everybody how great you are and how amazing you are and how powerful the work that you are doing. Because I really want to say, I have met so many people on the planet, and few people are really giving the way you're giving. I mean, a lot of people give, as you said, they just write a check, they give, and they're not necessarily involved. They give and they offer as much as they can. But you're really taking people to the next level in their lives. I'd love for you to share, you know, someone's sitting watching this show and they're just feeling stuck and they don't know what to do, but they want to do something. Is there a suggestion that you have that might inspire them?
Oh boy, there is just so much. I'm going to go back to something we say often to people, and we're pretty probably overly manic about it. And I touched upon this earlier, but I want to repeat it. There are a lot of people out there that you can say nice things about. You can be kinder about. You can be more compassionate. You can be empathy. But, walk the talk. We are determined to walk our talk. Here's a good example. When you're walking down the street, and this happens to a lot of people, Lady BJ, somebody may say, how you doing? And you say, fine, and you keep on walking. They say the definition of a good friend is asking that question and stopping for a minute to actually listen to their answer and probe a little bit. It sounds simplistic, but it's amazing how the reaction you get when you stop to listen and then you ask a few more questions about how their day are going. Now, that may sound so simplistic, but it's the beginning of walking your talk and showing empathy and listening and reaching out.
Yeah, I often say to people, like, you need to be taking care of your side of the street, which means you show up, you make sure, you're being in the highest integrity, you be your word, you pay your bills, you be where you say you're going to be. You really take care of you, because a lot of times we're pointing fingers at, this person's doing that, the world's not doing that, the government's not doing that. And really taking care of your side of the street actually creates this vibration, this radiation going outward of what's possible. I love the word possibilities and what's possible. And you've made a lot of things possible. Something you're really proud of that you're really making possible. Can you share a little bit of that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's probably our involvement, direct hands-on involvement with nonprofits. And I'll just give you one example. We're involved with many. But something we did long ago that was a pivot for us and certainly life-changing, we started volunteering to deliver meals for Meals on Wheels, which is a large organization here in America, but we have a very large one here. That's when we started to realize the power of just showing up. And what I mean by that is, we deliver meals to maybe a dozen people. We've been doing it every week for a lot of years. We learned very
So it looks like we've lost Dennis's sound. So I really apologize, folks. I don't know what it is. And I'm curious, I always wonder when the universe sets you up with situations. I'm like, what is the universe trying to tell us? What is the universe trying to teach us? And why are we having microphone issues? Dennis, your mic is muted. And I don't know if it just did that on its own. It just suddenly there went muted.
Okay, I don't know how that happened, and I don't know where I was in my discussion, but
But we're talking about the importance of volunteering, and I actually think that that's a really important key inspiration that we can give people. It's so easy to volunteer, and it's so easy to offer your services and do something for the many different organizations that are unfolding. In fact, people, if you're listening and you don't want to start your own nonprofit and that seems like daunting, it's so easy to begin the process of helping others by volunteering. And you were just sharing how much you and your wife have been volunteering and making a big effort. Do you feel like people can create this ripple effect in their community and in their neighborhood? Because I just feel like many of us feel like it has to be big and grand, but it can be a small incremental improvement.
No. You've hit the nail right on the head there, Lady JB. Just find a small, when I say small, not the big ones, find a small local nonprofit that kind of moves your heart a little bit because of what they do, because of what their passion is. Visit with them. Most of them are desperate for passionate people that can just show up and do anything. And I think that will start to draw you in as just how much impact you can have. You can volunteer for a few hours a day, a few days a week. That's what got us going, and we didn't understand the power of that when we did it. We just thought it sounded good, and we've developed so many great relationships with the people that we serve over the years because of that first step.
How can people utilize the incredible gifts, talents, and expertise that you have? What would you suggest is like an entry gateway for them?
Well, I'm gonna sound very redundant here. But there's a quote that I always aspire to. Is by Carl Jung. It's the privilege of a lifetime is becoming who you truly are. Primarily in times of challenge like the pandemic, a lot of people were forced to define who they are. They figured it out because suddenly the world has kind of stopped. At the same time around us, we had more time on our hands. So I say, don't avoid silence. Take some time in the morning to figure out, what are your skills? What can you bring to the world and it's easy to find places that will take advantage of. And that's how you start to discover who you truly are. And we're blessed. We discovered that years ago. And it doesn't take a lot of talent. It doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes a true commitment to show up, step up, and give back.
I totally agree with you. Dennis, it's been an absolute delight to get to know you and know the work that you're doing. Folks, I apologize that we just had technical issues today, but all it tells me is Dennis is destined to come back to the show in season 2.
Indeed.
Tell us more, and we will figure out the sound issue. And, Dennis, one of the things I want to share is that I've been learning that when it's not perfect, it's still okay. And when it's not exactly the way it's meant to be, it's because some new stuff is unfolding. And so I love you, Lacey. Thank you for being here, even though we've been having difficulties. And I know you too believe the same, that it's an unfolding, it's an uncovering, it's a discovering, and nothing is ever perfect. And so just go out and do it and keep trying again and keep trying again. Any last words for our audience?
No, just I have to echo what you just go do it. You can start right now. When you leave this conversation, start with picking up the phone. Call somebody, like I said earlier. See the ripple effect you can have with something takes so little effort, and then build on that.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Well, we'll pop up your URL one more time on the bottom of the screen so folks can find you directly. And we will let you know, audience, when Dennis is going to be back on the show so we can truly get the impact of his incredible sharing and all the work that he does. Dennis, thank you so much. Big hugs. I know we've got great things to do together, and I can't wait to see you in Tampa.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you've stayed to this point in the show, I just want to say bravo, because you've toughed through some of the technical issues and you're committed to igniting humanity, and you were listening for those little nuggets that were coming through that reverberation on the sound audio, but you stuck in there. And so I just want to say bravo. Congratulations, because you're one of the people that truly knows the importance of igniting humanity. And you're one of those people who wants to make a difference. And so if you're looking for a way to make a difference and get involved, I invite you to be a part of the Ignite Humanity community. It is one of the most amazing communities on the planet. So many people show up. And one of the big things that we're doing is creating the largest compilation book ever with stories about people who are igniting humanity. And we invite you to be a part of that. Just apply to our website where we have our Ignite Humanity book, and you can share a little bit about your story and be a part of making a global impact. We want this book to go to every corner of the planet, and we know that it will, because we're making it the largest compilation book ever made, and we want you to be a part of it. So check out our website and see how you can share your story. And in addition to that, if you'd like to be a part of our initiative to ignite literacy, we are building schools around the world, and we always love donations because every single dollar buys a brick. Now, I'm sorry today for you who are listening and struggling. So please go to our platform and find one of our other episodes that's going to really impact you. We have a free platform where all of our episodes are available to you. You just sign in, and they're absolutely there for you to enjoy. We're also on Traverse TV on their VOD channel. Go check us out there. We're every day on Facebook, and we also have our episodes on YouTube. So blessings, take care, and we'll see you soon.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.